Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time's important to me as always. And what we're going to do in today's time is I'm going to do a quick review on this Berkley big game rod that I used for about 2 weeks straight on the Gulf Coast surf fishing. Stick around. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, let's get right into it. So this is the Berkley big game rod. You can find this rod readily available at Walmart's or Academy, places like that online. It's only about $25 to $30. So a good economical rod, whether you're looking at it to surf fish like I did with it, or catfish, striper, things like that. Give the background on it, the stats on it here. This is an 8-foot rod. It is an S blank, so it's a fiberglass blank. It's rated for 12 to 30 pound line and 1 to 4 ounce lures. Now I'll tell you, I just got done using this rod down at Dauphin Island, Alabama on the Gulf Coast. We were down there for 2 weeks, surf fished every day but one when we went offshore, but pretty much every day. And I think the rod for the price did great, because I can't justify spending a bunch of money on a surf rod when I'm only there 2 weeks out of the year using this. Plus I'm using a lot of other rods down there when I'm throwing artificials and things like this. I am just using this rod primarily to fish cut bait for things like sharks and rays, and hopefully if you get lucky, maybe a bull redfish, things like that. But with that being said, I'm going to give you some more stats on the rod. So it is a 2-piece rod, which normally I am not a fan of, and I'll take it apart here real quick so you can see the fiberglass on there. You can see that's fiberglass construction, but a 2-piece rod normally I'm not a fan of, because one, I think it kills sensitivity, and two, they have a tendency to want to come apart. I can tell you when I was down there using this, it did not come apart. It didn't want to twist or turn on me either and get loose inside there. So it did a good job of staying together. And I will have to admit, the 2-piece is very nice for transport. Not having to try and finagle a 8-foot rod in and out of a vehicle. You can just break it down into 2 pieces and there you go. The rod itself is 6 eyelets, okay? And normally I think more eyelets are the better on it, but this rod, for the 6 eyelets, it did well with casting. I didn't have any problems with backlashes, well, I should say backlashes, but looping or line twist or those big bird nests when you cast with a spinning outfit. I made this basically a budget outfit. It's paired up with the Quantum Optic 60. If you want to see the review on that, I'll leave the link down in the description, because I did a full review of this reel. But the rod and reel together, fantastic. I mean, honestly didn't have one time that I got any kind of loops or tangles in the line casting, reeling it back in, anything like that, especially on the casting. And I was casting a few times into some pretty good wind directly offshore there that was coming right back in our face as an onshore wind. Once again, it's fiberglass construction. I'm not really used to fishing a fiberglass rod. I have a few cranking rods, bass rods that are fiberglass, but one that's heavy, but it did a good job. It did a good job keeping the fish pinned that I had, and it did a good job when I had probably the biggest thing I caught it was a great big stingray, and it did a good job keeping that fish pinned up with the bow that it had in it and the bend that it provided with that fiberglass. Very, very flexible. The guides on it are titanium oxide inserts right here, so it does have the inserts. I don't know if you're worried about those getting knocked out. Sometimes they will if something gets slammed up against them, especially towards the end here. If you're running a uni knot or something like that and it's coming back through the guides quite a bit, it can be kind of rough on them. I didn't have any problem with them, but it's got the inserts in the guides right there. The reel seat on it here, and I'll show you, is very solid. I didn't have any problems with the coupling here coming loose. Kept everything pinned up very nice for me, so did a good job with that. And it's also got the EVA foam grips. The only thing I would say, I thought fishing it, a lot of guys like to tuck this under their armpit or something. I thought the handle on the back end was just a little bit long for me. It could be a little shorter, just my personal preference. So guys, I'll tell you, after 2 weeks of using this for a $30 rod, I'm really impressed with it. I know there's more expensive rods, I'm sure have a higher performance level, but this rod did a great job, did everything I wanted it and needed it to do when I wanted it and needed it to do it. So I would say for 30 bucks, if you've been looking at it, or $25 or whatever you can get it for, it's definitely cheap to go for it, because it's very inexpensive, and for the money put out, it definitely, I think, is going to have the performance that you want in a bigger fish rod. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that short review of this Berkley big game rod. I think it's one you can definitely find some applications for when you're wanting that budget rod that you maybe don't use all the time for a specific purpose. And I also want to say thank you so much for everybody watching. The channel starting to grow pretty quick. I'm super excited about that, and I'm going to try and do a subscriber giveaway here before too long as well. Hey, if you got something out of that video too, please consider subscribing to the channel. Maybe give me a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it. And remember, until that next video, get out there and fish.